Hi guys. So after our class today, I wanted to just kind of talk you through again, really what we had discussed in class about this paragraph, so that you have a kind of a reminder of what to do, and how to apply our thinking and how to revise. And what I would like for you to do then is take my tips on this paragraph and apply them to critical paragraph number 2. So one of the things I wanted to point out for you, first of all, was this is a very good literary technique. Similes is it's very good. I want you to take it one step further by telling me what is being compared. So when you go down here, this statement, the use of a simile in the sentence is comparing a foreigner's church to an open mouth of the evil forest. So compares the Christian's church location to, uses a simile to compare this location to this idea. And so that I want you to detail there to make the reader think about the African culture and how they think or feel. Well, I want you to tell me what is that thinking that's happening there. And I want you to name it there, because this is a correct statement, but it's not specific enough. I still really don't know what you're talking about. And you only have a paragraph, so if you can name it there, you're going to straight at it right away, and that'll be very helpful to you. He's currently writing about the Africans gave the foreigners part of their evil forest to build their church on. I think that's a good context statement. I think that's pretty good. I do want to make sure that we're most correct in our statement about who we're talking about. So the word African in both of these places should be Emofian, because we're not talking about an entire continent. We're talking about one country or one group of people within that country. So this is what I want you to kind of focus on, is making sure that we have the most specific description to describe who and what we're talking about. Achebe writes, their church stood on a circular clearing that looked like the open mouth of the evil forest. You know, you could talk about, how it's a circular clearing because that gives you the shape of the mouth, like the open mouth of the evil forest. I wouldn't include the entire statement because you've already included that here, right? How part of the evil forest to build their church on. So I would try to cut out extra words in this particular sentence. Sometimes that's hard to do with a simile or a metaphor because sometimes it takes the entire sentence to build that simile or metaphor. So if that's the case, by all means use it. But I think if you could cut it down to even circular clearing and like the open mouth of the evil forest, if you could kind of find a way to just embed those words within a sentence, you'll have a much more descriptive statement that really focuses your reader on the exact words that build that metaphor. This whole section is really a summary of what's going on in the book. It's not an analysis. It's a great summary and it's a correct summary. So those things are definitely good. But what you want to do is really focus on the so what. So why is the fact that the evil forest is a dumping ground? Why does it matter for the placement of the church? Like, what is Achebe trying to let his reader know by making this comparison of this mouth to the evil forest? And what is he trying to give an image of what people think about when they hear that statement? So this is what you really want to get at, is exactly what the reader is thinking, or the idea that's embedded even subconsciously in the reader's brain by making this kind of comparison. And so that's what this needs to be at. And I'm going to be asking you so what a lot. That's not to be rude or not anything like that, but so what is really, if you can explain so what, why does this matter, then you're really analyzing something and you're not just paraphrasing or summarizing it. The other thing that I noticed is this is a perfect example of when we use vague language that we could replace with something else. This is still a correct statement. The evil forest is a place that Africans, again, we want to use the word Umofians here too, see as a dumping ground for evil twins and things like that. Well, Achebe himself uses the word abominations. So that's really what we're talking about here, is the abominations, those things that go against their culture. So if you can say a dumping ground, you could even maybe get rid of the evil twins, but just say, sees as a dumping ground for anything that's an abomination to their culture, and use that word to describe this situation. Not only are you more specific about the idea, because your things doesn't really only incorporate abominations, but their use of the evil force really does almost singularly face the idea of the evil spirits and abomination. So you're much more specific in your connection here. And then it also uses Achebe's own words to add detail and context. So then I really know how complex your understanding is, because you use the word abominations correctly in this analysis, you're showing me not only are you reading, but you're showing me like I really get the purpose of this evil forest to them. So I really do see your clear understanding of really what you're talking about here and how it connects to the church and how Achebe is developing that meaning. So that's a little bit of a summary on some things I would do with just this paragraph. I want you to review your writing with this kind of idea in mind and kind of try to apply these things to your own writing for things fall apart. And then we'll keep moving forward and developing good, clear paragraphs. So already I've seen so many good things. I think this is a very good paragraph. I think this is a very, very good idea to pick up on. And I think that this person, and I don't know who it is, but they did a great job of getting us started. So that's why I picked this one to talk about, just so you could see how, how to kind of build on a solid structure to make it an even better example and an even better paragraph. So good work, everybody. I'm very proud of you, and keep up your hard work.